The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the January 23rd, the terrific Thursday edition of today's Trader's Edge show. It is the Thirsty Thursday version, of course. Welcome to the show. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Yep. No more haze, though. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary day. And the easiest way to do that, well, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but much more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, this show is all about you. That's right. Give me a call at 877-927-6648. We can go ahead and dissect and bisect whatever instrument it is that you're looking at. Maybe you're in a trade. Maybe you're looking to get into a trade. Love to take your call. If you can't call in, we've got you covered there, too. You can send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, well, just put radio show question. And, of course, in our Tiger's Den, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Thirsty Thursday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to Lush Show. We got most of the indices in the red. However, a couple of them are not. Those two are the semiconductor index. It's up 2 points, so it's basically flat. The transports are up 0.5% or 54 points. They're trading at 11,053. Otherwise, all the indices are trading lower. The Dow's off 131, the S&P 10, the NASDAQ 100 down 10. You've got the Russell off 6. Spot volatility index only a move of 73 cents. That's a little under 6%. So no one-day rate of change that we have to worry about, at least not at 108 in the afternoon, but it is above its 50-day exponential moving average. And most of you know what that means. You've got gold up $9, silver up a penny, light sweet crude back 20 cents, natural gas is up nearly 2% or 3 pennies and a little bit of change, leading the charge dollar-wise to the upside. It's Netflix up 17, Paycom Software up 14, Citrix up 11, Boeing up 8, PTC Inc. up 7. To the downside, it's Costair Group Inc. up 17 bucks. Karuna Therapeutics down about 17. Booking Holdings 15. Edwards Life Sciences a little bit over $13. Of course, I want to look at what you want to look at. And the first request coming in from Peter in the den, who wanted to take a look at the ES Mini, the volatility index, and what else did he request out? Oh, and the advanced decline oscillator. So let's do this here. You want to start with the ES Mini? Let's do this. Let me pull over my new charting tools out here. Getting close, but not there just yet. But if we do take a look at, so let's start with different time frames. Let's go with the short-term time frame out here first. Let's start with the 30-minute and then kind of work our way in. So if we take a look at the 30-minute time frame chart here for the ES Mini, Peter, you're going to see a valid Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. That happened at about, well, let me get a cursor out here. That might make it a little bit easier. Right here when this bullish piercing candle occurred at 12 noon. That was the signal. And then what we saw going into 12:30, Peter, was a move above Stevie's red line. Now, prices pulled back to test that area. As long as price stays above this, then the price target to the upside would become 33.14. That's the top of the current bullish structured 30-minute profile. If price can get above that, then the breakdown area would be 33.21. Those would become the targets. What we want to watch for here is if we see price move below the low of the day out here. Now, what you'd be really watching for in this 30-minute profile, to the extent that this occurs while this profile is in effect out here, remember, if its price were to close, the ES Mini were to close below 33.06, there would be, as like Stevie likes to say, nothing more bearish than a failed bullish pattern. But right now, with regard to the ES Mini, watch Stevie's red line. That's at 33.09. because that suggests to you and I that maybe there's an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside short term that would or should find resistance at around 33.21. That's the message of the 30-minute chart. The 1-hour time frame chart out here shows the potential for Rhodes momentum indicator bottom, but no bullish reversal candle, and price is finding resistance at Stevie's red line, trading below the bottom of its profile, which is resistance as well, 33.12 out here. So no bottoming pattern signals, but no bottoming pattern as we speak just yet. The 2-hour time frame chart, what do we have out here? We don't have anything other than to see that its oscillator and change line has changed from red to green. That suggests a meetup of price, which would be in about the 33.17 area. That line will continue to move lower, potentially. Well, it all depends. But that's really what we're looking at here. No confirmed bottom. Price has not. Now, price did form a wave 7. Let's letter G on my screen. High out here. But price has not busted through support. This is the 2-hour time frame. So the key level of support here is 32.94. Let's go take a look at the 4-hour time frame. And why are we looking at some of these time frames out here? Well, like the 4-hour time frame, where I rarely bring up the 240-minute time frame, right? Not necessarily, but yeah, you're right. But take a look at the 240-minute time frame. This has a Rhodes momentum indicator top. It's got wave number 7. That's letter G out here. And what price has done is it's pulled right back and it's tested support. So the 240-minute chart, folks, may be the chart or the time frame for us to really keep our eye on, because we've got a top and we've got a bottom. Well, not a bottom, but we have a test of support, which in one sense can be your buy the dip area. So we're going to know whether the dipsters are around or not. A close below 33.03 should take price down to 32.78. Now, let me switch over to this here, and because I should have looked at the 60-minute, but I didn't. But here is the here's the S&P 500. So in the S&P 500, one of the things that Peter asked about was market breadth. And we'll eventually get to the market breadth of the New York Stock Exchange. But right now we're focused on the ES Mini. So that says we should take a look at what's going on in the S&P 500. We will see that the speed dial of market breadth is in the red zone for both the 60-minute and the 240-minute time frame. So therein lies the importance of this 240-minute time frame chart. If the sellers are really going to take control, what this is telling us is market breadth for the 240-minute time frame. Let's go ahead and take a look at it out here. You'll be able to see this visually. And here what we can see is there are more instruments trading, below the bottom of their profiles. Well, to be exact, 217 versus those trading above the top of their profiles, 171. So really, the weight of the market, the sellers should be able to punch through that key level of support on that 4-hour time frame. And if they can do that, we haven't seen that type of a move since the last time we saw that was back on January 8th. So it's been quite a while out here. So simply put, this could be an indication of a change in trend. The better indication would be a close below Stevie's or the TD9 breakout level for it. Now, just as long as I'm here, I'll just switch over and just show you the NDX 100. What we will see is in the NDX 100, it's saying, what are you guys doing? Because look at its market breadth dials for all time frames out here. They are bullish. Doesn't matter whether it's weekly, daily, 240, or 60-minute time frame. So here are the buyers in the NASDAQ and sellers pretty much everywhere else. C. Rhodes with TFNN. We'll continue with this when we get right back. I would love to hear from you. 877-927-6648.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 136, S&P down 10, NASDAQ off 10 as well. We're taking a look at the at the markets in general. Then we'll get to some of the other questions that have come in. We were taking a look at the ES Mini. We were going back, taking a look at the we were taking a look at the 240-minute time frame chart when we left and went to commercial break out there. So let me just pull that up. That's a 4-hour time frame, and so the level you're going to be watching for here is 3303. That's its breakout area. That was brought to us by our friends at the TD9 count area. And so if price closes below that on a 4-hour time frame basis, the next 4-hour time frame I believe is at 2 o'clock, then we would anticipate a move down to the next level of support. That would be 3278. 5-hour time frame chart, what do we have here? Rhodes momentum indicator top. Price is trading below the bottom of its daily profile. This suggests a larger picture, a move back to about the 3279 area. If we take a look at the daily time frame, what do we have here? Well, yesterday you had a TD9 count that confirmed. You had wave number 7, that is letter G. That gives us a little, and we had a shooting star candle, bear shooting star. Now, the way that shooting stars will typically work, not always, but typically, when I say typically, I'm not talking the flip of a coin. I mean, typically, what we'll see is either work or they don't, meaning that you will see price continue to move lower if they're working. So it'll all be about today's close, but right now, it's working. What's also working is support. And support was the top of that daily profile. There is a new box that is out there. The top is about 3306. The bottom is 3268. And the center at 3291. So far, 3306, that is held. That is held as support. So there are really 4 different levels of support on the way down. The top of the box, the center of the box, and the bottom of the box, followed up by our breakout area. And that was at 3257. So the daily time frame chart is saying, hey, I know I've got these tops out here, but I have not taken out, well, there would really be another level of support. That would be Stevie's green line. Price is already below that. But that just tells us when it's green that there's a retracement. So we won't really call that a level of support just yet, although trading above it says, it's bullish. The market is bullish. Any retracement just to it says it's bullish out here. But right now, Peter, the daily time frame hasn't proven itself to us because price is still above the top of that profile. 3306 would be the number. Now, if price gets inside there, this is a bearish structured profile, by the way. So if price does get inside there, I mean, close below 3306, but more importantly, close below 3291, that really sets in motion a test of the bottom of that box, 3268. And with the breakout level being so close to 3257, you would expect at least a spike down to that area. So that, and as far as the weekly chart, there's not much here. There's not much in the way of a topping pattern. There's an A to B equals CD, but that topping pattern would need to be confirmed by a bearish reversal candle. We're quite a ways away from that occurring. It certainly doesn't look like that is in the cards for today. So I hope that helps you out. With regard to other profiles and so forth, let me just reduce the size of this chart, pull this over to the right. I know you were asking about that. If we take a look at that, the NASDAQ, the NQ, is the only one that does not have a new profile. Now, there was one that formed last week. However, there is one that's trying to form. You don't see it on the screen right now. Every time it forms, I've got a couple of keys here I hit just to make sure that it's real. And so far, this one isn't. Now, you can see there is a new profile, or there were new profiles that formed a few days ago. We talked about this yesterday inside the Dow. So the support level there, 28,799. Inside the Russell, which would be 1658 out there. So that's where we're at with regard to profiles. With regard to the advanced decline oscillator, it's below zero. It's below zero at the same time that the spot volatility index, which is trading out at 1351, is above its 50-day exponential moving average, 1332. So what does that mean, Steve-O? Well, that means at this stage here, sellers are in control of the market. That's because we've had the advanced decline oscillator below zero for 3 days now. It doesn't get really cooking to the downside until that spot VIX is above the 50-day. Well, if we go take a look at the spot volatility index, what did it do today? You can see it's trading right now above the 50-day, but also ran right into a resistance, a threshold level. So, for example, if you or I were trading some of the some of those highly volatile ETFs for the spot volatility index, your first exit point, if you were long those, would have been at about 1421, the top of the upper range of that Bollinger Band. Reading the actual high today was only 1415, so it was 6 pennies away from that. But that can really act as a level of resistance out here. So now we're kind of above the 50-day. That says, okay, sellers are in control, so prepare for that. Of course, this is going to be an end-of-day reading, folks. What it reads at 123 pales in comparison to what it prints out at come 4 o'clock, but you'll want to watch that. Above, a close above 1332 says, hope for the best, prepare for the worst out there. The reason why you want to pay attention to that, well, if we just simply take a look at, in general, the way that spot volatility index works with regard to its 50-day exponential moving average, just take a look at this chart. The yellow rectangles or squares, whatever it turns out to be, show you time periods where that spot volatility index is above the 50-day exponential moving average. And the green, when that spot volatility index is below the 50-day. So this is very helpful, especially swing traders, to help you to identify should you be long, should you be short. So watch that end-of-day reading with regard to that. There, Peter, I think we have accomplished everything that you were asking for. We had another request inside the Tiger's Den, this one coming from Ruby. Ruby wanted to take a look at platinum, so we'll go look at that. Ruby, I believe that is the April contract. Is that correct out there? I hope it is, because that's what I punched into the system. So I know you're not a real long-term trader out there, so let me just go to the daily time frame chart and see what we see out here. At this stage of the game, price is just sitting right on support right now. That is Stevie's green line. Yeah, it's slightly below it by a buck or two. A buck or two is not going to blow smoke up our skirt or anything along those lines, so we don't have a real topping pattern, although there is an A to B equals CD, so there is a Gartley sell pattern that is in play out here for the April contract on its daily time frame for platinum. And so any close below this 1,008 level out there, Ruby would suggest that price would head back to 961. Anything below 961, so that's really your next level of support. Anything below that should send price down to its breakout area. Now, this is a daily time frame. 912 is the number. What does the weekly chart show us for platinum? It shows us wave number 7, letter G out there. So that is a topping signal. This week's looks like it will be week number 8 of a TD setup 9 count, but you do have a topping signal there on the weekly time frame. To the extent that you're looking at a 30-minute time frame out here, you've got the Rhodes momentum indicator that took place at 9 o'clock this morning out here. That bottom is held. That took place, Ruby, right at the breakout support level of 1,003. So if you're a short-term trader here, you're anticipating that platinum will bounce up to the at least 1,011.70. That's the top of that 30-minute profile out there. If we look at the 1 hour time frame, what do we have out here? Not much. Really not much at all out here, so nothing to report on for you there. The 2 hour time frame, price holding that support, its breakout support of 1,010, and the 4 hour time frame for you, what do we have? Not much. And on the 5 hour time frame, what is Stevie C? He doesn't see much. Ruby, I hope that helps you out with regard to platinum. We get back from this break, we'll go to the email lines out here. We've got a request to take a look at Baidu and one other symbol, but I don't see it just yet, but we'll figure that out. So we'll be back from this break, and we'll take a look at Baidu, B-I-D-U. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Dow's up 107, S&P down 7, NASDAQ is flat, Russell 4 points. So let's go take a look at Baidu. Let's pull this chart over here. And our listener is looking to buy, was looking for an entry price into Baidu. So here's what we know about Baidu. This formed a Rhodes momentum indicator top, price moving higher, doing less relative energy. That's those diagonal lines on my screen. As soon as you see one of those diagonal lines, that does not mean that you sell. You see, it works this way for all patterns out there. If you just learn just this one thing, just this one tool out there, it'll be extraordinarily helpful to you. It'll be extraordinarily helpful to you if you're trying to master the A to B equals CD pattern. I know Larry Pesavento's got a workshop coming out there. It'll help understand the Rhodes momentum indicator. It'll help everything out there. Everything out there. Because that's how the markets communicate to you and I. They generate these bullish or bearish Japanese candlesticks. Generating them during the middle of a move is just interesting. It's like reading a book and it's like, oh, that's interesting. But it doesn't mean that your read is over. In this case here, just the beginning of that pattern inside of Baidu, the very first day when we got that signal, that was a bullish candle. That was a rising window. That was a gap to the upside. Are you going to sell a gap to the upside? No, you're not also going to be foolish enough to believe that, okay, because all gaps may eventually get filled, that just by having a gap that somehow that's bearish to the upside? No, that's bullish to the upside. You've got to wait for the bears to show up. So in the case of Baidu, that took a couple of days out there. Price moved higher, generated a nice big old bearish engulfing candle out there. Price comes back into the profile. It is now trading below the bottom of that daily profile. Just slightly, the bottom of that profile right around 134 and change. You're at 133.74. So if price closes below that, now a key level of support will have failed. And that says the next level of support on the daily time frame is what you and I would be looking for. And that is at 117.01. So, Sat, to answer your question, where is your next potential buy inside of Baidu? Well, we're going to say it's at 117.01. If I take a look at the weekly time frame chart for us out here, nothing there. A natural pullback here to support would be at about 119.76. That number is going to change. That line is going to change. That is Stevie's red line out there. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in. The next question coming in from Thomas S. Thomas says, got some calls on Disney. Let's go take a look at the Disney charts out here. Let's go back to our daily time frame because that's really what you're going to let's get some February. I got February calls out here. Your question is, does Disney look like it's going to target at least the 150 area? And the answer is no, I don't see that on the daily time frame chart. Now, explain why, Steve-O. Very simple. Very similar, Thomas, to the chart that we just looked at in Baidu. Here we can see Disney was moving higher, doing less relative energy. We know that because of the lines that were being drawn on Stevie's screen out here. There was a gap to the upside when it did form wave number 7. That is letter G on my screen. You'll see two G's. You'll actually see a G, a C, and a G. So this is using all of, or trying to use most of the Basil's tools of alternative counts, things of that sort. But in either event, what we can see out here is that the top didn't confirm inside of Disney until the trading day of December 2nd. Why? Because that was that bearish reversal candle that engulfed the entire. It was a bearish reversal candle, bearish engulfing. It was a key reversal session. It was the whole 9 yards. And then the very next day, and Thomas, this was the additional signal to say, okay, looks like Disney's ready to take a rest. Was price started trading below Stevie's green line out here. So now when we take a look at Disney out here, there was a TD9 count that should have formed a bottom. It was a couple of day wonder. It was a move to the upside, right into resistance, right at the breakdown level of 147.95. That was another indication to us that because price was unable to take out that resistance level, that it wanted to trade lower. It is trading lower. The actual price target for Disney is 130.51. That's the breakout level. That's what the message of Disney is on its daily time frame. But let's go look at the weekly. We need to look at the weekly out here. And on the weekly time frame, the level that you're watching looks like it's about 141.08, the bottom of that weekly profile. Now here on the weekly time frame inside of Disney, you also have a Rhodes momentum indicator pattern atop on the weekly time frame. This is going to be week number 6 of a potential TD9 count bottom. Watch that 141. But all of this is suggesting to us, Thomas, lower price. And you're asking, should you add to your position? And my answer to that is no. If it truly is Disney, and that's what it looks like you've written here, then my answer is absolutely not. I don't see any. Now, maybe I could go to a short-term time frame. Well, I'll do that for you just for the heck of it. A short-term time frame, just so we have equal increments of bars out there, would be the 30-minute time frame, right? Because you can divide it by 30. In a 30-minute time frame, we've got a seventh wave move, letter G down there, bullish reversal candle. Price is below Stevie's red line, though. I'm just not feeling it. I'm not seeing it. The charts are not saying to feel it with regard to Disney. So best of luck with that trade. I hope I am wrong for you, or just protect your capital. Yeah, protect your capital. Always a good thing. No other questions that I see. Well, I take that back. Maybe there's something inside the den. First Solar came up on one of your scans as a buy today. Well, let's go take a look at it. Bodhi, or is it Bod from Hawaii, is saying there's a buy. Somebody has a buy signal on a scan. Let's go take a look at it. FSLR is the ticker symbol. You didn't, Bodhi, you didn't tell me what time frame it was that buy signal came up. But if it's the daily time frame, well, shoot. Steve-O would have given you the buy signal when the buy signal actually happened, and that was here at 10 o'clock. Well, this is still the 30-minute time frame chart. Oh, excuse me. But if you were looking for a 30-minute chart out there, that's where that buy signal. But on a 30-minute time frame, Steve-O would say, be careful. On a 30-minute base, you're going to form bar number 9 of a TD setup 9 count out there. But I know that's not what we're looking at. We're looking at the daily time frame. Or I hope we're looking at the daily time frame. And when I take a look at the daily time frame, Steve-O does not have any kind of bottoming signal out here. That doesn't mean it hasn't or it won't form a bottom. Price is retesting a prior swing point. That's a swing point from October the 25th out there. So if that's the case, well, let's just simply go take a look at this. Again is First Solar. Let's just go take a look at that volume metrics out there. So let's go look at that. Let's pull that up here. FSLR. Let's see if it's testing that prior swing point with lighter volume or not. That swing point we're referring to was from the trading day of, what was that trading day? October 25th, 6.3 million shares, and you are at about 1.2 million shares. So you're certainly testing that swing point with lighter volume. Does that mean it's a buy? Man, look at this thing. This thing is below the daily. It's testing the weekly. Okay, if it can hold 51.49, maybe you've got something there. Let me go look at the weekly time frame chart for this. But other than a test of a swing point on lighter volume, Bodhi, that's the only signal that I see out here. What I really also see, I see that there should be a counter trend rally, at least at a minimum. See how Stevie's green line turned red about 4 bars ago? The phenomena associated there is that we should see price and it catch up to each other over the coming days. The weekly time frame chart, big old Rhodes momentum indicator top. And if price fails at 51.49, 41.41 is your buy for First Solar. We'll be right back.
If you're in the CD market and looking for a secure investment, the Tiger First Mortgage Program may work for you. The security for these first mortgages are building lots in the Tax Opportunity Zone in St. Petersburg, Florida. The Tax Act of 2018 set up tax-free zones across the country where you can build and hold for 10 years and pay no tax on the profits, which makes these lots valuable. The investment is anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000. The interest paid is 7% yearly, paid on a monthly basis. According to Bankrate.com, the best rate for a 4-year CD in the country as of February 20th is 3.1%. A $50,000 investment at a normal 4-year CD rate of 3.1% would give you income of $1,550 per year or $6,200 over the 4-year period. That same $50,000 investment in the Tiger First Mortgage Program would give you $3,500 per year or $14,000 over the 4 years. Which would you prefer, $6,200 or $14,000 of interest on your investment? If you would like more information about the Tiger First Mortgage Program, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get the competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Folks, Dow's off 94, S&P down 6. We've got a couple of other requests that have come in here. Let's go to those. The first one coming in from HD. HD wants to take a look at FCX. Let's go take a look at that. We'll look at the daily and the weekly time frames. We're beginning here with the weekly time frame. So with regard to, do we have any kind of topping pattern or signal out here? We do from this standpoint. If we take a look at on a weekly basis, HD, its breakdown area, that's at 1347. We can see that the last move out here, last week's high, was testing that 1347 level. You just have to visually extend that green line over. I could do that. I'd have to simply go, set some things up, but let's just leave it like it is. We can visually see that that's where resistance is at. Now we can also see that in a weekly time frame with regard to Freeport-McMoRan, we can see how that red line has turned green, and price right now is trading below that. That's at 1190, and so if price closes below that level, HD, this is suggesting, you're saying you're thinking about going long at some point. This is suggesting that that bottom could occur either at 1096 as a bullish structured profile on a weekly basis for Freeport-McMoRan, but if price closes below that, then your entry point would be around 951. Your potential entry point would be about 951. Let's go look at the daily time frame and see what signals. Well, what we've got out here is a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Price is moving higher, doing less relative energy. There were a couple of them were forming with bearish reversal candles. The first one occurred out here on December 27th. The next one occurred and was confirmed on January 3rd. The next one out here that was confirmed was on January 15th. What we have now that's different from those first few is that price is below the bottom of that bullish structured daily profile. That's 1264. What this suggests to you and I is that what Freeport-McMoRan would want to do for the daily time frame is pull back to 947. Now, I believe that's above what we looked at on the weekly time frame, but there is your guide at this stage of the game with regard to Freeport-McMoRan. I know you're looking for an entry point, but the daily and the weekly suggest that you need to keep that powder dry for well, I can't tell you when. I can't tell you. I wish I could. But at least watch those levels out there. HD, hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in. WE, that is Wayne, writes in, and he wants to take a look at two symbols. He wants a twofer. The twofer being IBM is the first one. And, you want a threefer. You got ISRG earnings today. And then you had Uber out here. Well, but that's okay. I'm totally, I'm here to serve you folks during this hour out there. And so if there's some questions that come in the den, we'll switch over to that. But let's start and take a look at IBM. What do we see with IBM? Nice gap to the upside out here on the daily time frame. Do we see any kind of a bottoming pattern or signal that is out here? I don't see anything. We do see, so I don't see a bottoming signal, right? But we do see out here is a bottom test. What the hell does that mean? Oh, excuse me. What the heck's that mean, Steve-O? Well, see when that line turns green and red? Now, this doesn't happen often, but when it does, let's say, Wayne, that you were interested in taking a long position in IBM. The signal actually came on January 13th. That was the bullish test out there. Because see how that line went from red to green? At that same point in time, price was also testing that level, and there was a close above it. And then we saw a close above it for the next couple of days out there, then a close above the top of its daily profile. That daily profile was bearish in structure. That message came in on January 16th. You don't think that somehow the charts knew how IBM was going to respond, or give you at least a clue how IBM was going to respond after their earnings release out there, because it had the bullish messages prior. Now, where's resistance out here? Well, we can see that price is trading into prior resistance. That's just simply, here's how you can use those Japanese candlesticks around the October 1st level out there. So that's at about the 147 area. But any move above that sets up a move to its breakdown. That's at 142.95. That's the daily time frame. On the weekly time frame for IBM, what do we see out here? We see a nice bottom way back in December of last year. Then really just a sideways consolidation type market out there. That's what I see, Wayne, when I take a look at IBM. Intuitive surgical, brain salad surgery is what Stevie likes to call this. If we take a look at this, has a seventh wave move from a couple of weeks ago out here. So a potential top, if price is able to take out that prior high around, well, let me give you the exact number. That prior high is 616.56. Any close above that will negate those. This, even though it's got the topping patterns out here, look at how Stevie's green line on a closing basis has held support out here really for quite some time. So even though it's got topping signals, it's kind of more neutral than anything else. Neutral because we got the topping signal and we also have the support area. I would still call this a bullish looking chart. That's on the weekly time frame for Intuitive Surgical. If we look at the daily time frame, here's your Rhodes momentum indicator, top price moving higher, doing less relative energy. Here's your signal, the bearish engulfing candle on January 15th. Again, if price is above Stevie's green line, price is above the top of the daily profile. So it's hard to get too hung up on the bearishness. Remember, when we see those topping signals, the responsibility of sellers is to try to bust through support. Just moving to support and testing it, well, that's just normal. In essence, those become your buy the dips area. So in the case of Intuitive Surgical out here right now, it still looks bullish. I believe you said they're out with earnings today. There's nothing bearish. Well, you've got those topping. Look, I'd say you have to go neutral if you're going to try to play some type of earnings play. And the reason is because of the topping signals that have not been taken out. So we got price trade in between resistance and support, and it looks more bullish out here. But let's be real. We've got legitimate topping patterns that are out here until price closes over them. Right now, I'd have to go with neutral going into the earnings release. Uber was the third one. The third time is the charm out here. Let's go take a look at it. What do we see when we take a look at the daily time frame for Uber out here? We see a nice Rhodes momentum indicator bottom way back in November. At this stage of the game, we do have wave number 7 that formed yesterday. This would suggest that price in the case of Uber could pull back to about 35.65 on a weekly basis. What do we see out here? Nice Rhodes momentum indicator bottom happening way back inside of November. You can see that 3-river Morningstar pattern that formed out here. This is going to be week number 8 of a TD setup 9 count. If there's going to be a top inside of Uber from a weekly standpoint, it could be this week. Could be next week or the week after. Those highs and lows on a TD9 count can occur on weeks or bars 8, 9, or the bar following 9. And at this stage of the game here, the weekly chart looks pretty good. What do we say about the daily time frame? just has to close above yesterday's high, would continue its pattern to the upside. So hope that helps you out. That was a threefer, and we're going to be going into the break here shortly. So we do have one more request out there. We'll get to that when we come back. It looks like that is maybe the Japanese yen. Let me read through this. Yeah, I think it is a Japanese yen that Dan is looking for. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Oh, I don't hear the music just yet. I've got a few seconds out there. Let's go let you know where we're at in the markets here. You've got the Dow off 77. S&P is off 3. NASDAQ 100 is up 12 points. We'll be right back.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
This is David White. Stay tuned because coming up next is the Power Trading Hour right here on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's off 74. S&P is down 3 points. Let's go back to the charts out there. When we began the show, we'll go look at the yen here in a moment. When we began the show, we were looking at the ES Mini. We were looking at the 30-minute time frame. Remember, we were taking a look at the Rhodes momentum indicator pattern out there. We were showing that bottom that came in at about, 12:30? Not 12:30, the 10-something. Oh, hold on a minute here. I'll tell you exactly. It was right here at 12 noon with that piercing candle. Then the following bar closed above Stevie's red line. Well, we gave you, if this is just a counter trend rally. So if the market is getting ready to continue to move lower, The counter trend rally should run out of steam at 33.21. Now look, it may not even hit 33.21. Now if it closes above 33.21, that's a resistance level. Well, then there'd be some other pattern that would have to form out here for this to be something other than just a counter trend rally. So we're at 33.18. Watch the 33.21 level as a line of demarcation. Now the question specifically that came in from Dan, he wanted to look at the 60-minute time frame for the Japanese yen, and the question basically is, do we see this thing going lower out here? And as I can speak right now, on a 60-minute basis, I don't have. Now I'm looking at the future contract, which I know you wanted to. You want to look at the 6J. I'm just looking at the actual currency pair. Now this has about a 10-minute delay on it, but on the 60-minute time frame, I don't see any kind of bottom pattern out here. Instead, what I would do is go look at the daily time frame to get a big to give you the bigger picture as to what's going on. And Dan, when I take a look at the daily time frame for the U.S. dollar, Japanese yen, this formed a TD setup 9-count pattern. That's the high. That was on the trading day of 117 out here. Prices below support. That is the bottom of its profile. And this is suggesting, and you were asking the question, does it look like the yen is getting ready to pull back? And the answer there is based upon the daily time frame chart, the daily time frame topping signal. This looks like the yen could pull all the way back to 107.65. You're at 109.41 right now. Folks, thanks so much for making today so enjoyable. Always love to get those cards and letters, those email requests inside the Tiger's Den, and of course, we love those phone calls. But stay tuned. 2 more great hours of programming are up next. You got your favorite polar bear, David White. He's up next. After that, Tom O'Brien, Stevie Son. We'll be back with you on Fabulous, Fantastic, Fun Day Friday. Take care.